Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in today's video, I am going to tell you the main things about the blockchain. But before we start, make sure you subscribe to this channel and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you never miss any updates. What is blockchain? Blockchain appears to be convoluted, and it certainly can be. However, its center idea is actually very straightforward. A blockchain is a kind of information base. To have the option to comprehend blockchain, it serves to initially comprehend what an information base really is. A dataset is an assortment of data that is put away electronically on a PC framework. Data, or information, in data sets is ordinarily organized in table organization to consider simpler looking and sifting for explicit data. What is the distinction between somebody utilizing a bookkeeping page to store data as opposed to an information base? Accounting pages are intended for one individual or a little gathering of individuals to store and access restricted measures of data. Conversely, a data set is intended to house altogether bigger measures of data that can be gotten to, sifted, and controlled rapidly and effectively by quite a few clients without a moment's delay. Enormous data sets accomplish this by lodging information on workers that are made of amazing PCs. These workers can now and again be constructed utilizing hundreds or thousands of PCs to have the computational force and capacity limit essential for some clients to get to the information base at the same time. While an accounting page or information base might be available to quite a few group, it is regularly possessed by a business and overseen by a delegated person that has full oversight over how it functions and the information inside it. So how does a blockchain contrast from a dataset? One key distinction between a regular dataset and a blockchain is the manner in which the information is organized. A blockchain gathers data together in gatherings, otherwise called blocks, that hold sets of data. Squares have certain capacity limits and, when filled, are fastened onto the recently filled square, framing a chain of information known as the blockchain. All new data that follows that newly added block is ordered into a recently shaped square that will, at that point, additionally be added to the chain once filled. A dataset designs its information into tables, though a blockchain, similar to its name infers, structures its information into pieces, obstructs, that are binded together. This makes it so all blockchains are information bases, yet not all datasets are blockchains. This framework likewise inalienably makes an irreversible course of events of information when actualized in a decentralized nature. At the point when a square is filled, it is unchangeable and turns into a piece of this timetable. Each square in the chain is given a precise timestamp when it is added to the chain. Decentralization. To comprehend blockchain, it is enlightening to see it with regards to how it has been actualized by Bitcoin. Like an information base, Bitcoin needs an assortment of PCs to store its blockchain. For Bitcoin, this blockchain is only a particular kind of dataset that stores each Bitcoin exchange at any point made. For Bitcoin's situation, and dissimilar to most information bases, these PCs are not all under one rooftop, and every PC or gathering of PCs is worked by a novel individual or gathering of people. Envision that an organization possesses a worker contained 10,000 PCs with a dataset holding the entirety of its customers' record data. This organization has a stockroom containing these PCs under one rooftop and has full control of every one of these PCs and all the data contained inside them. Of thousands of PCs. However, every PC or gathering of PCs that hold its blockchain is in an alternate geographic area, and they are completely worked by independent people or gatherings of individuals. These PCs, that cosmetics, Bitcoin's organizations, are called hubs. In this model, Bitcoin's blockchain is utilized in a decentralized way, notwithstanding private, incorporated blockchains where the PCs that make up its organization are claimed and work by a solitary element to exist. In a blockchain, every hub has a full record of the information that has been put away on the blockchain since its initiation. For Bitcoin, the information is the whole history of all Bitcoin exchanges. In the event that one hub has a blunder in its information, it can utilize the huge number of different hubs as a kind of perspective highlight right itself. Along these lines, nobody hub inside the organization can change data held inside it. Along these lines, the historical backdrop of exchanges in each square that make up Bitcoin's blockchain is irreversible. In the event that one client alters Bitcoin's record of exchanges, any remaining hubs would cross-reference one another and effectively pinpoint the hub with the off-base data. This framework assists with setting up a precise and straightforward request of occasions. For Bitcoin, this data is a rundown of exchanges, yet it additionally is feasible for a blockchain to hold an assortment of data, like legitimate agreements, state IDs, or an organization's item stock. To change how that framework functions, or the data put away inside it, a lion's share of the decentralized organization's figuring force would have to concur on said changes. This guarantees that whatever changes do happen are to the greatest advantage of the dominant part. Is blockchain secure? Blockchain innovation represents the issues of security and trust severally. In the first place, new squares are constantly put away straightly and sequentially. That is, they are constantly added to the end of the blockchain. On the off chance that you investigate Bitcoin's blockchain, you'll see that each square has a situation on the chain called a tallness. As of November 2020, the square's stature had arrived at 656,197 squares up until now. After a square has been added to the furthest limit of the blockchain, it is hard to return and adjust the substance of the square except if the greater part arrived at an agreement to do as such. That is, on the grounds that each square contains its own hash, alongside the hash of the square before it, just as the recently referenced timestamp. Hashcodes are made by a mathematical capacity that transforms advanced data into a series of numbers and letters. In the event that that data is altered in any capacity, the hashcode changes too. Here's the reason that is imperative to security. Suppose a programmer needs to change the blockchain and take Bitcoin from every other person. If they somehow manage to change their own single duplicate, it would presently don't line up with every other person's duplicate. At the point when every other person cross-references their duplicates against one another, they would see this one duplicate stick out and that programmer's rendition of the chain would be given away a role as ill-conceived. Prevailing with such a hack would necessitate that the programmer all the while control and change 51% of the duplicates of the blockchain, so their new duplicate turns into the lion's share duplicate and subsequently the settled upon chain. Such an assault would likewise require an enormous measure of cash and assets, as they would have to retry the entirety of the squares since they would now have distinctive timestamps and hash codes. Because of the size of Bitcoin's organization and how quick it is developing, the expense to pull off such an accomplishment would likely be unconquerable. In addition to the fact that this would be very costly, however, it would likewise likely be vain. Doing something like this would not go unseen, as organization individuals would see such radical changes to the blockchain. The organization individuals would then fork off to another adaptation of the chain that has not been influenced. Conclusion. In spite of the disadvantages, blockchain innovation presents some one-of-a-kind benefits, and it is certainly setting down deep roots. We actually have a lengthy difficult experience to standard selection. Yet, numerous enterprises are having the opportunity to hold with the benefits and inconveniences of blockchain frameworks. The following not many years will probably see organizations and governments trying different things with new applications to discover where blockchain innovation adds the most worth. That's all for today's video, and thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to share your thoughts and valuable feedback with us in the comment section below. You can also suggest to us the topics we should cover in our upcoming videos. Lastly, if you have not already subscribed to this channel, subscribe to it. And if you want to watch more videos like this, press that bell button so you will be notified each time I upload an interesting video to this channel.